Hey there, it's Jeannie Blaha, your angel cowgirl and spiritual life coach with takewalkwithyourangels.com and joyflames.com. Here to pop in with some messages of quantum. It's been a long time. I apologize. Last year was craziness, as all of you have attested to as well. Lots of upheaval, lots of unknowns, lots of things shifting on the fly, lots of moves, right? For many people, there were a lot of moves. We actually moved as well to Arizona from Montana. So here we are, and I just wanted to cover a few things as far as where we're standing now in relation to 19 and 20, because we're at a very pivotal time right now where many of you have very specific guidance that's coming across to you as well through dream travel, astral traveling, meditation, etc., where you are receiving very poignant information in regards to the whole health of your community, of your loved ones, of your children, etc. And there's been some trepidation or hesitation to sharing it because of the amount of rage and anger and pushback that you might be receiving, especially from loved ones, right? So at the beginning of this year, the angels kept getting louder and louder. You need to talk. Message quantum. We're here. We need to get this across to people that no longer is it about is somebody going to get really mad at me for telling them this. It's about their life. So we have to get out of this space of thinking it's not worth it. They're going to be so mad and angry, and they'll probably reject me out of the family, etc. At least they will live, though, because people are suddenly starting to question some things and thinking, why am I not having a stronger health with the choices that I've made? Why is my immune system feeling the weakest it's ever felt in my life? Why am I having these strange joint pains and headaches, and my kidneys aren't functioning the same way? I feel like everything's getting more rigid and tight, and this is all ages, kids included, not just senior people. So we're at a time right now where when you have information, maybe you are on a different platform than your loved ones are, you're seeing the ins and outs of things and what's inside some of the things that we have been taught or told that are healthy for us are actually not and are doing a lot of damage to the body. We have to start being able to plant those seeds and then let it go. It's not about making somebody see something. It's not about waking somebody up. That's the big thing, like we gotta wake them up. No, that's very egotistical to think that way. It's much more about saying, I care about you, I'm concerned. I feel that if I don't say something, you could be dead in 6 months. That's what it's coming down to. So the guide that came in beginning of January said, would you rather have somebody angry at you and ready to reject you out of the family or never talk to you again, but at least they're alive in a year or two? It's time to plant those seeds, right? I'm not going to get into the controversy of what's going on because it's so thick and dense and you can feel it. Trust your guts, trust your intuitions. If you're being told something is about health, but you're like, why is everybody getting sick with this stuff? Then yeah, you got to trust that, right? And we need to be able to stand strong with being able to be in our freedom of how we want to live our lives, how we want to raise our kids, how we want to educate our kids. What things are they being inundated with? What belief systems are they being patterned? What if we need to dump off a lot of limitations so that our kids, the kids around us in our community, don't believe that fear, don't believe the lack of freedom, that we don't have a say, that we are not in charge. Yes, we are. We have all the say. And 2022 is going to be about everybody stepping up and standing together and not letting anything break us down and divide us and separate us. So what does this look like? Stay solution focused. Stay seeking the answers. What do we do if we know somebody is really ill? What do? We start seeking answers, right? Now, I have a lot of people in the naturopathic communities, and they're telling me they are dealing with specifically one thing right now, and it is bringing people's immune systems back up, right? So look at those things up. Get onto DuckDuckGo. Stay off some of the other ones that are not feeding us all the information. We're just getting little sound bites of things. If you've never heard of DuckDuckGo, it's a search platform that is a little less censored. It has a little bit more free thought going through it. And you can look things up like, how do I help the immune system of my family? And you will get very specific things like vitamin D. These supplements are no longer laughable anymore because guess what? They're even using them in clinics and hospitals to bring people back from death. Vitamin C, getting outside, being in the light, letting your own natural vitamin D in your body get activated with just 20 minutes out in the light in the day. Glutathione, if you've never heard of that, look it up. It is our master antioxidant in our body. Super powerful. There's all kinds of options for glutathione that you can find. There's a light technology that you guys know I'm a part of. There are things like this that we can be doing to make sure that we are actually getting stronger and not weaker and debilitated. And having it be the expectation that you hit this age and then you might have, this kind of surgery needed, or you get to this age and then your knees go, and you get to this. That's a bunch of bull manure. There are people on this planet right now that are 120 years old that are in vital health. They have no aches and pains. They don't have regular things they're having to take in that's poison and chemical and metals. Our bodies cannot sustain this path that we're on right now of just keep sticking in stuff that has it thick with metals, thick with chemicals, thick with poisonous material that you would never go out into your garage and say, I'm going to drink some antifreeze today. That sounds like a good idea. Well, that's basically what we're being told is a good idea right now. Same components, same chemicals, same metals, etc. Not exactly the same, but components of it in a semblance of things like that. So if you go in anything in life and you seek something out to get help, right? And you come out of it feeling worse and worse and worse, you gotta start considering that. The reason why we seek any kind of assistance in life is to feel better, right? Well, why would we consider that we have to keep feeling worse all the time to be stronger? Doesn't add up. It's not rational. It's so, for many of you, you've messaged me and like, this can't, how much more insane can this get? How much more ridiculous? How much more are we going to fall for? And think that this is perfectly normal when it's really insanity. So what happened to our knowing and our wisdom that no, we get to sit in good health, vital health, vibrant health, no aches, no pains, no pills, no surgeries? Guess what? You can, because I'm past those years where they said, well, it's because you're young. Well, I'm always going to be young, but you know what I mean. I've got decades under my belt now. I don't have aches and pains. I don't take any meds. If I need some help, I'm going to go find some help that actually I'm going to feel better with. And I do encourage every one of you to consider that same thing. The idea that you have to go through pain and suffering to feel better, it's 3D. It is not with the ascension of the planet. We've got a couple worlds going on right now. I'm sure you're very, very aware of it. It doesn't mean we're going to be in 5D this year or in 2 years. We are in the ascension place, right? We have to keep making these decisions in favor of this ascension. Does this mean like some hoity-toity ego, oh, everybody's, divine masters? We don't have to think like that. No, it's merely dumping off all the limitation and lack and the shackling and these systems that are of control that have nothing to do with our beings, our divine nature, our quantum selves, right? So considering all that, keep seeking solutions, keep finding out where you can feel better and better. Not that you have to go through pain and suffering and it has to be all this major stuff where you feel gross for a long time and that's going to get you to feel better. That's 3D. It's not where we're going with this planet. And you know it. A lot of you are saying something is off. If it feels off, it is off. You don't have to go into any justification or validation of what you're feeling. You simply can feel, this is off. If I don't feel good today, I gotta see, why don't I feel good today? What did I just do to myself where I don't feel good, right? So, message quantum-wise, angels, guides, they are supporting you, they are backing you, they are saying, people might get mad, they might get upset, they might think you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, you're crazy. How could you're a conspiracy theorist? Well, what happens when a lot of these so-called conspiracies, we find out that they're actually real? Is it a conspiracy after that? Or is it just that you had a bunch of wise people coming together and doing a lot more analytical searching and seeking, and science and spirituality came together, and science said, we'll do the science part, you guys take care of the spiritual, you get your answers and bring it to the science, we'll go dig around and see if it's real. Guess what? It's finding out that it's all real. And a bunch of you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you've gotten the downloads, you've passed them to your scientific friends and said, can you go check this out, what I'm getting, because this is ludicrous. How can we be putting this in our bodies? This is going to kill a bunch of us, right? Scientists went and just did a bunch of research all around the world, and they're avidly getting the word out as best they can. They might have to put up their articles for 24 hours and take it back down because they'll get shut down, and it's not a happy thing for people who are really trying to get the truth out there. Why? Are we such a threat to try and help people live vitally and healthy? Is that really, think about that. Like, we're the threat. We're trying to help people get back on task, get their strength, get their power back, get connected to their divinity, to their unlimited natures, to the possibilities that are endless, to live exactly how you want to live, free, guiding your children the way you desire to teach them, the unlimited natures of them. We are the same. Just because we have bigger bodies, we've been on the planet longer, doesn't mean we're any less unlimited. We are supposed to be sinking our teeth into this one, right? So for 2022, consider any areas where you felt like, I haven't been able to say something, I gotta be quiet about this, I'm gonna get in trouble. Find the people who are speaking, sidle up next to them, connect, be together in it, stay unit. Even if you're not going public with it, at least stay connected to the other forces that are very empowered and staying in their senses of self and their whole health, mind, body, spirit, emotional, psychology, etc. One day, in 3 to 5 years, you and I will not be the crazy ones. We'll be the ones that never stopped thinking, never stopped receiving the downloads, never stopped listening to the divine, all that is, the allness, the quantum nature of ourselves, the unbelievable capacity of our beings to heal from anything. It doesn't matter if it happened 100 years ago, 50 years ago, yesterday, concurrent lifetimes ago. It doesn't matter. We can heal. We don't have to be these feeble, weakening, debilitating beings walking around the planet like zombies. It's not necessary. So there's a message at this point. I will be receiving information, and as fast as I receive it and they say get on this and to make sure other people know about this, I will, I promise. My mother passed last year, and I'm sure you're seeing people around you passing. She did not die of what everybody's claiming people are dying of, or that there's a large whatever going on around that. People are passing of all kinds of things, even though it's put on the death certificates differently. And I have heard back from about you that way too, that you're getting death certificates back that are not adding up to what the person actually, their condition was. Why is that? That's another story. If you ever want any specific answers to stuff that's happened to you, that's where these calls come in really handy. Reach out. I've got single answers, so you can do audios, you can do a half an hour session. Those are great, one answer. Messaging types, and then I've got 1 and 2 hour angel calls that include quantum leaping, where we are leaping out of this current reality and jumping to your most loved life, dumping off everything in the way of it. And the feedback always from people is, oh my God, these quantum leaps are crazy, and how much faster you can have things land in your life, and you're landing in it because of the fact that you're dumping off everything in the way. All we need to do is get in alignment, right? It's not so much the language around manifesting anymore. Everything already exists. We don't have to manifest it. It's, are we in alignment with it? What's in front of the alignment of it? What do we need to get back into alignment with if we've had that flow before? All right? Look me up. I'm happy to help. I love doing the angel guided quantum leaping angel talks, and I'm happy to help you at any point. Let's take a walk with your angels.com and stay in your vortex. And here I am standing with you on all of this. Stay in the big truth. Stay in the big truth of you. Don't be afraid to plant the seeds that you know can make the life or death difference in a loved person's around you. All right? Love you lots. Hugs out of Arizona, and talk soon.